everybody, welcome to Top Rope Reality episode 103, part 4 of the list.
That does nothing.
And let's talk about the biggest matches WWE should have booked in 1990s, but didn't. This week, number 13, Ramon versus The Undertaker.
1995. As previously mentioned, the biggest stars of the WWE during the mid-90s were Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Diesel, The Undertaker, and Razor Ramon. Most all of those names worked a program with each other at one point or another, but the only two men who never crossed paths on WWE television were Razor Ramon and Undertaker.
Rest in peace.
The dynamic between the two would definitely have been an interesting one to see play out in the ring.
Yes.
When Razor debuted, he was immediately pushed to the main event, and though he would remain in the company for the next 4 years, he would never again reach the main event. The Undertaker also was not a constant main event performer at this time, but was still usually positioned just a peg above the bad guy. For this reason, the finish would have likely seen Razor do the honors for the Dead Man. Regardless of the outcome, Razor and the Dead Man could have combined for some great angles and an interesting storyline that would have greatly improved WWE television in 1995.
I think it would have.
Would have been good stuff.
I've seen Hey Yo.
Hey Yo.
If you like seeing Razor Edge The Undertaker, that'd been different.
Would have been different.
You think he's done? He goes, eek. Sets up. Minus the eek.
Yeah, I don't think he says that part.
He probably does that now. He has a WD-40.
WD-40
is it. Don't jump on the line here.
Oh, there's WD-40s. What's WD-40s? What is 40s? What are you doing?
WD-40 is the spray.
Oh, WD-40. I thought you said WWE 40.
No.
I'm like,
that's a lot of people getting fired. That's
yes, the 40-year-olds.
Yes.
The old folks, which AJ Styles getting there. Uh-oh.
He's 2 years away. He's good. Up next, we have the Top Rope Ready story time. And where the book is the ending.
That's what you're doing there.
I'm getting you some time here.
Ending
that screwed great WWE storylines and what should have happened. Chapter 8. The Higher Power.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along. What happened?
I don't know.
Besides you dying over here. In an attempt to seize control of the WWE, The Undertaker...
I guess doing the macho earlier is when you got my...
Hey, that messed me up a while ago, too. The Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness terrorized the McMahon family in an attempt to seize control of the WWE. The storyline gripped viewers, who were now seeing a different side of Mr. McMahon as the scared and vulnerable father trying to protect his baby girl from pure evil. Meanwhile, The Undertaker repeatedly pledged undying loyalty to a higher power who was behind it all. Do you remember, I think it was The Undertaker who lit Vince McMahon's like teddy bear on fire? His childhood teddy. Oh, it was Stephanie's childhood teddy bear.
Yes.
I knew it was somebody's teddy bear. He lit it on fire and threw it at him.
Yes.
How it ended in what is largely considered to be one of the dumbest and most sensical, what the heck? Sensical. It didn't make sense. That's what they're saying. Twist in a WWE storyline. I'll break it down layman terms for ye. So it did make sense. Okay, it turned out that the higher power was none other than Vince McMahon himself. McMahon's motives weren't made clear to the audience during his infamous "It was me, Austin, it was me all along" speech.
Which you can probably see on the network now.
For only $9.99. McMahon, did you see 100 hours of SmackDown with the McMahon-Helmsley era has been added to the network?
Right here, folks.
But it's still the same situation.
It is.
McMahon explained how he orchestrated the complex and elaborate scheme in order to simply fool Austin. It was lazy, patronizing booking at its absolute worst. But this is how it should have ended.
Because it could have been better.
It could have been better. I mean, it would. I mean, Vince being the person underneath the hood, it still could have made sense.
Yes.
Because it's his own company, seizing control, all of that, that's fine and dandy. Mm-hmm. But basically he's keeping his family on their toes, he's trying to make sure, hey, who's in control, it's still me, blah, 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 But how it should have ended. Finding a performer with enough presence to command The Undertaker was not going to be easy. But there were three options that could have made sense. Ted DiBiase, as a financial benefactor funding the ministry in order to overthrow McMahon and inherit the WWE was a popular choice. Unfortunately, DiBiase was under contract with WCW at the time. Another popular choice at the time was Jake the Snake Roberts. Just picture the higher powers hood being lifted to reveal a grinning Jake the Snake. It was never confirmed if he reached out to Roberts or not for the role, but at the time in Jake's life, the door may not have been open for his return.
Would have been cool, though.
It would have been neat. But the most logical option would have been Shane McMahon. Just a couple of months later, Shane would turn against his father and allied the corporation with the ministry to form the awkwardly named corporate ministry. So, why not just go that route in the first place? The idea of Shane manipulating his baby sister and his father for his own power financial gain would have been the perfect way to take his arrogant heel character to the next level. And that would have made sense.
Yes. I like all three.
All three options would have worked.
Yes. But they were still playing off Vince.
And Austin. Yes. But the whole fooling, because what it is he pulled Austin into helping him to defeat The Undertaker, helping him to save his daughter, helping him to fend off the ministry. Mm-hmm. So basically he was just pulling his enemy in closer to get rid of it.
Yes. Up next with the top 15 predictions of what WWE will look like in 2020. And this week's number 3 is Raw, where we revert to 2 hours.
Everyone involved in the creative process of writing Raw has claimed that writing 3 hours of the show is infinitely harder than writing 2 hours of it. Suffice to say,
yeah, that's it.
They use such big words in these things. Suffice to say that with the WWE Network becoming so successful, WWE will not need sponsors in the same capacity as they have in the past. Having less sponsorship would mean less commercials, which could lead to less hours of Raw on Monday nights. The shortening of the show would leave main event talents less exposed, especially if SmackDown disappears, as we have predicted. Bold prediction.
Yeah.
Raw will go back 2 hours by 2017 and will instantly raise the ratings by at least 20%. This will help lead to a boom in popularity for wrestling. Here's the reason why it would lead to a boom in the ratings. Because the third hour drags the rating down.
It does.
When you have the only 2, if you ever look at the first 2 hours, it would be a high rating if they leave the third hour out.
Now, what would you do? Would you go our time being 7 to 9, or would you go 8 to 10?
I would do the old traditional way, which was 8 to 10.
Yeah.
That's why I would do it.
Oh, yeah. You always want to leave them wanting more. Right now,
they're giving everything away already. It's kind of like WCW going down the same path.
And that didn't end too well for WCW, so you would think and see that.
Yep. But next week,
that's why they don't need. That's why they don't need to make NXT 2 hours.
That's true.
Keep the show 1 hour.
I do like it 1 hour.
They take over 2. That's the way.
I like it. It gives it just enough.
Because then you're just sucking the life out of it as well.
Yes, because on NXT 1 week you'll see, like this past week you saw Finn Balor and Nakamura on television, but you got a backstage talking with Austin Aries. Next week you'll see Austin Aries in action, where Samoa Joe, maybe on the show wrestling, whatever. You only showcase 2 of your top people, and then you have a tag team, you have a woman, and then the next week same concept, but it's different people.
Right.
But anyway, I digress.
Well, speaking of next week here on episode 104, we'll have ringside news as always. We'll find out if people have been fired, or have gone to jail, or died, or whatever.
You never know.
We will talk about Extreme Rules, which will be next Sunday.
Very good.
We will have a new pay-per-view review, but we don't know what it's going to be yet.
We don't know yet.
We're going to set up our next tournament.
Uh-oh.
Tournament time again.
Tournament time like March Macho Madness.
Yeah, so we'll decide what tournament we're going to pick up this time.
You never know with us.
Never know. These 2 great minds in wrestling, you never know.
Absolutely.
We're going to do the biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 80s, but didn't. Of course, during book time, we'll continue on with that. And maybe another countdown, and plus so much more.
I like one little countdown thrown in,
Yes. think people got burned out on the countdowns. So
That's true. So we slowed down on them.
they slow down.
Nothing wrong with that.
So come on back next week right here at Top Row Reality. I want to thank everybody watching this week. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a cop.
We'll see you next week.
It happens. It happens.